Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on social at the Daily Play Joy Taylor. The NBA playoffs are in full swing and we are now in the second round, and the Knicks blew the doors off the Sixers in game one. Both teams had closed out their first round series with 3 straight wins, but the Knicks are supposed to be here, and they showed that on Monday. Brunson led all scorers with 35 points, while no Sixers players were able to score 20 or more. Nick Nurse said, quote, "I thought it was physical. I didn't think we handled it great. We're going to have to handle it better." Yeah, I would say so. 137-98 is not how you want to open a series. And it's looking like this might be a 6-game series at best. I don't want to overreact to game one. I do think the Knicks are better than the Sixers, and they were at home. I think the Knicks will take this back to Philly up 2-0, and then we will see what the Sixers are really made of. I do want to see what the Sixers look like on their home court. Listen, I don't think they're going to get one against the Knicks. 39 points is the second largest playoff win in franchise history. The only larger one was that absolute demolition of the Hawks in that 51-point win in Game 6. They are the first team in NBA history to win 3 straight playoff games by 25 points. So needless to say, they're playing very dominant basketball right now. Again, I think this will go 6, but I don't think that the Sixers are going to steal one on the road. Certainly not playing the way that they played on Monday night. They're going to have to bring something a little bit different for the Knicks. And listen, I was a doubter in the first series, and why shouldn't I be? They didn't have a great series. They closed out strong, but it was probably longer than everyone expected it to be. And the way that they took care of the Hawks in the end, we can all see that they stumbled a bit. And maybe they're just getting into their flow now. I don't want to overreact to one game, but they are beating their opponents dominantly. They have scored 125 plus points in 3 straight games. They are tied for the second longest streak in NBA playoff history. The 1987 Lakers had a 4-game streak. So they are putting up a lot of points. They are winning in dominant fashion, are the Knicks. And I don't know if the Sixers have enough to match that offensively. So we will see how this goes in game 2, which will be on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So the real game was the opening of the Wolves and Spurs series, which looks like this is going to be a spectacular series. Overall, I think we've gotten a really great NBA postseason so far. Some really great matchups, some really big blowouts, some longer series than we expected. But this matchup is something serious. There's a lot of different storylines going on here, but opening game, Victor Wembanyama set the record for blocks in a playoff game, but somehow the Wolves stole the win. Wemby finished with 12 blocks, and the Spurs still lost. Anthony Edwards raised the level in his early return from the knee injury just 9 days before Monday night's game. He had 18 points off the bench as one of the 6 Wolves in double figures. Mike Conley called Edwards my hero for the quick comeback. And on the defensive end, Rudy Gobert and company kept a lid on his former understudy, limiting Wemby to just 11 points. So the Wolves had this one locked up before a late Spurs comeback. So the Spurs decided not to call a timeout, which I don't understand. You have the timeout, call a play. This has been a physical game back and forth. Both teams have had answers for each other. Why are you going to just run it out when you have a timeout? Drop a play. The postseason is for coaching. The postseason is for strategy. The postseason is for adjustments and matchups. Call a timeout. But head coach Mitch Johnson said it felt like they weren't organized and there wasn't enough time for us to push the ball and get a look. Julian had a flyby, got a 3-pointer in rhythm. The shot, it was great. I hope he shoots it every time. Maybe you drop a play and you end up getting that shot every time, but it does feel better for you in that moment to take a pause, take a beat, remove the frantic energy of getting the rebounds and just going down the court. So I don't really love that he didn't call the timeout if you had it. And I really feel like we saw a little bit of the Spurs inexperience. And that seems to be what played out in this game. Rudy Gobert, you can feel how you want about him, but he's an incredible defensive player. He is incredibly experienced. The team, the Wolves, they are seasoned in the playoffs, and they're facing a Spurs team who are looking like the future of the NBA, but are still catching up in the experience department together as a unit. So we are really excited about this matchup. We're excited to watch this for the next, decade, Anthony Edwards and Wemby. But yeah, experience matters in the postseason. Matchups matter. Like I said, coaching adjustments matter. This is when everything shrinks, everything becomes precise. Experience kicks in. You want players that know what to do in certain moments, and you want coaches that know what to do in certain moments. So I still think this is going to be a long series, and I do think that this is going to be one of the more exciting series that we've watched in a long time. We're all looking forward to seeing what the Spurs can do. And overall, this was a great game. I mean, this was a blow for blow heavyweight matchup. Everyone had an answer for everything until the last minute of the game, and that is in the last play of the game. And that's really what it comes down to. So the Wolves being able to steal one on the road with Anthony Edwards coming off the bench is incredible. And Rudy Gobert was great. And that's going to be a matchup that is going to play out throughout this series. If everyone can stay healthy, this is going to be an incredible, incredible series. Game 2 is Wednesday night at San Antonio. So I also wanted to get a little NFL in here. There's been some speculation circling around CJ Stroud this offseason. The Texans may want to move on from their star quarterback. This week, Texans CEO Cal McNair attempted to clear the air, saying of the contract talks, those communications are behind the scenes, but we're fully committed to CJ. They have Stroud locked up through next year's season on a club option. But my opinion on the CJ Stroud situation, and really any young quarterback contract, is that you always want to get it done early. If you know that this is your guy, don't dilly-dally. This is not a dilly-dally situation. He is your franchise quarterback. People are absolutely starved for franchise quarterbacks. There's still conversations about Aaron Rodgers getting a job. That's ridiculous. He's holding the Steelers hostage. People will do a lot of things to get a franchise quarterback, and you have one. And CJ Stroud is great. He's 21-18 in his career. He has a 3-3 playoff record. He's been winning a playoff game every year since he's been a pro. That is important. He has struggled mightily with having, and he hasn't struggled, they have struggled with health issues, having healthy wide receivers. Injuries have been a huge problem for them. They obviously have an incredible defense. And if they can put it all together, they are a team that absolutely could win a championship. If that's the case, and that's what you're saying about your quarterback, sign him, and sign him early. Always get it done early, because the price will always go up. The next person that gets the deal is going to drive the price up. You don't want to go into seasons with a potential conversation about anything to do with your quarterback's contract. This is not a situation that you need to question if he is the future. He absolutely is. On the open market, he would be gone instantaneously. There are so many teams that would call and back up the Brinks truck to get him. He's an incredible player. He is a franchise player, and pay him early and get it done. Always lock them up early. If you know he's your guy, do it early, because quarterback contracts only become more expensive. You're only going to put yourself behind. Yes, it will cost a lot now. In 2 years, it's going to be a bargain. That's how it works every single time. So there's nothing to dilly-dally about. I've said dilly-dally a lot, but that's just the truth. Lock them up, get it done, and do not drag this conversation on. It makes no sense to do that whatsoever. Thanks for joining us on the Daily Play with Joy Taylor. Tune in every single day to the Daily Play with Joy Taylor at urbanonepodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.